Welcome to Yatimkhana and Madrasa Anjuman Khairul Islam's Pune College of Art, Science and Commerce, Camp Pune 1. Myself, Dr. Arif Tamboli, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Electronic Science. Today we are going to study the topic which is called modulation and its type. In the last lecture, that is previous lecture, we have already studied analog modulations and their definitions. What do you mean by modulation? So amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. Now we are coming to the right hand side part of the modulation, that is digital modulation. So all of you know that the modulations are basically classified into analog modulation and digital modulation. Analog modulation is also called as continuous wave modulation and digital modulation is called as pulse modulation. So in digital modulation there are various types. So out of that various types, today we are targeting these three types, that is called amplitude shift key, frequency shift key and phase shift key. And in the next lecture we will go for pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, pulse position modulation, and thereafter we will go for pulse code modulation and delta modulation. So today's our focus point of view is digital modulation, and in that digital modulation all shift keys, SHIFT keys, amplitude shift key, frequency shift key and phase shift key. So now we'll start with the basics again. What do we mean by analog signal and what do we mean by digital signal? So analog signal is a signal which is continuously varying with respect to time. Here on x-axis there is a time, x-axis there is a time and y-axis there is a voltage. So at every moment of the time, the magnitude or the value of the voltage is different in case of an analog signal. So this analog signal is not going in negative, it is above x-axis only. So there is a difference between this wave and your sine wave. Sine wave is positive half cycle, negative half cycle, but it is also an analog signal. What is a digital signal? Digital signal is not continuously varying with respect to time. Means what? Means in digital signal, the value of voltage is at steady state level. In digital signal, the value of voltage is at steady state level for certain time duration. Whatever it is, say 10 millisecond, 100 millisecond, but it remains in that state of the voltage for certain time, and thereafter the state of the voltage changes either from that state to the higher state or from that state to the lower state. So whatever existing state of the voltage level is there, so that level changes from that level to the higher value of the level or from that level to the lower value of the level. So in this way you can say that there is a step response in case of digital signal, because for certain time that value of the voltage is going to remain there, and same thing is not there in case of analog signal. At every time the magnitude of the voltage or the value of voltage is different, and generally we say that analog signal is continuously varying with respect to time, so somewhat like this. Then digital signal we say that it is a square wave, but in square wave whatever we study normally is having logic 1 and logic 0 for same time, and here the example is given like that. The high voltage level logic 1 is here for some time and low voltage level is for short time. So as I said you, the digital signal is a signal in which the value of voltage is going to remain there for some time, that is called steady state for some time. So time duration might be longer or time duration might be shorter. So in this way that is a difference. Now we want to go again revision of what for a sine wave, what do you mean by the amplitude and what do you mean by the time period? Because from time period we are calculating the frequency. And in today's topic, we are going to study frequency shift key. So what is meant by frequency you must know. So all of you know the amplitude is always given as a distance between x-axis and VP. VP means peak point of that sine wave. So here it goes to positive peak and this is called your positive peak. So this is the amplitude, and distance between positive peak and negative peak is called as peak to peak voltage, is called as peak to peak voltage. Now one cycle start from 0 and come to the positive half cycle. So this is starting from 0 and positive half cycle is completed 180-degree here, then 180-degree to then next here it is a 360-degree, say this dotted line. So this is a one cycle completed, and this one cycle is called your time period T, and F is equal to 1 by T. Now this time period T you can also take between two adjacent positive peak, between two adjacent positive peak, this positive peak to this positive peak also you can take the time period, or between two adjacent negative peak also. So that is a time, and if you know the time period T you can calculate the frequency. This is the amplitude. Now next is your what we want to study, the nature. How does the high frequency sine wave looks? How does the low frequency sine wave looks? How does the low amplitude sine wave looks? So see here, three waveforms I have shown. A blue color waveform is called high frequency as compared to this red color waveform. Why? Because the time period of this blue color sine is small as compared to the time period of this red color sine wave. In red color sine wave, the time period is T is large, and here T is small. And just 1 minute before we studied, frequency F is inversely proportional to time. F is equal to 1 by T. So longer the time, here the time is what? Very large. Say 100 microsecond, 200 microsecond, like that. And here the time is very small. So very small means it might be in nanosecond. It might be in nanosecond. So here the frequency is high and here the frequency is low. Now we'll see one more sine wave, and here we'll focus on amplitude. Here we'll focus on amplitude. Low voltage sine wave. The amplitude is low. Distance between positive peak and negative peak is very low. Peak to peak amplitude we'll talk, peak to peak voltage. And here Vp, if you talk again amplitude, it is again very low. So in this way, these are the three different sine waves: high frequency sine wave, low frequency sine wave, and low voltage sine wave. And there is one more concept which we are going to study today, that is called phase shift, changing of the phase. So what do we mean by the phase difference between the sine wave? In today's example, we are taking the example of direct 180-degree phase shift. So I am going to show you the sine wave. This is a one sine wave which is called upper sine wave, and this is a sine wave which is called lower sine wave. Now you see here, when this is in positive peak, the lower sine wave is in negative peak, and when upper sine wave is in negative peak, the lower sine wave is in positive peak, and this is repeating. See here, it is in positive peak, it is in negative peak. Upper sine wave negative peak, lower sine wave positive peak. Therefore it is said that these two sine waves are in 180-degree phase to each other. And you know that center tap transformer generates at the output of the center tap transformer this type of the sine waves. Okay, so now just let us proceed now. All shift keys. So today we are going to study digital modulation, and in that we are going to study amplitude shift key, frequency shift key, and phase shift key. So now here just I am going to read this and you are going to understand in the next slide. All shift keys, amplitude shift key, frequency shift key, phase shift key, are basically used, Why we are going to study this topic? Because all these shift keys, all these electronic circuits which is designed for amplitude shift key, frequency shift key, and phase shift key are used to communicate digital information, on analog communication lines, that is communication channel you can say. So if you want to pass the digital information, so what is the digital information? Digital information is in the form of logic 1 and 0. Digital information is in the form of logic 1 and 0. So if you want to pass the digital information in the form of logic 1 and 0 over analog line, now as the name suggests, analog line. So that line itself or that channel itself cannot carry the digital signal. That channel itself cannot carry digital signal. That's why the name is given analog communication line or analog channel. Therefore, the problem comes now on that channel which does not carry digital information, how to pass the digital information. So we'll use one logic, and that logic is called shift key logic. That logic is called shift key logic, and therefore it is said that all shift keys are basically used to communicate or to pass the digital information on analog channel or analog communication line, and that we'll see in the next slide how it can be done. Always single bit of digital signal. So digital signal is having a bits. So always single bit of digital signal, either logic 0 or logic 1, is communicated on an analog communication line, that is channel, in the form of sine wave. In the form of sine wave, because our problem is what? There is a communication channel. That communication channel is analog communication channel. Is what? Analog communication channel or analog communication line. The name itself clearly indicates it carries only analog signal. It carries only analog signal. And the problem is what? Now we want to pass the digital information on that communication channel or on that communication line which is analog. Therefore here what we'll do, we'll pass the sine wave, because sine wave is nothing but our what? Analog signal. But the question comes then here, if we pass the sine wave on that analog communication line or analog communication channel, then how to understand whether there is a logic 1 or logic 0? Then how to understand whether there is a logic 1 or logic 0, because sine wave is having, yes, positive peak, positive half cycle, negative half cycle, and it is repeating. So we'll see now. Next. Therefore, what logic is used here? Therefore, any one parameter of your sine wave, because it is analog signal and all analog signal are having three parameter: amplitude, frequency, and phase. Therefore, any one parameter, that is amplitude, frequency, or phase of sine wave, that is called carrier signal. Now in this all shift keys, remember all shift keys, our carrier signal is sine wave. Our carrier signal is sine wave. So in this case, any one parameter of amplitude, any one parameter, that is amplitude, frequency, or phase of sine wave, that is called carrier signal, is changed according to bit of digital signal, according to bit of digital signal, either logic 1 or 0, according to bit of digital signal, either logic 1 or 0. And therefore, according to these three parameters, there are three possibilities. We can change any one of them. If we change the amplitude, then it is called amplitude shift key. If you change frequency, then it is called frequency shift key. If you change phase, then it is called phase shift key. So when we change the amplitude, by changing the amplitude, we can pass sometime logic 1 and sometime logic 0. So like that. And by changing the frequency also, we can pass sometime logic 1 and sometime logic 0. And similarly, by changing phase also, we can pass sometime logic 0 and sometime logic 1. Now let us try to understand that from a diagram. Now look at this diagram very carefully. This is a computer. All of you know, monitor, keyboard. This computer is a sender, and there is one more computer over here. This computer is a receiver. This computer is a receiver. Now, whenever you talk about output port of a computer, output port, P-O-R-T. When you talk about output port of computer, the output port of the computer is giving the data in the form of digital signal. The output port of the computer is giving the data in the form of digital signal 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, whatever. Now, this data, that is the output data port of the computer data, we want to pass on this line. See here, this is a link or line, and this link or line is called analog communication channel. We have marked the red arrow here. This link or line is called analog communication channel. But now problem is what? This analog communication channel cannot carry the digital data. This analog communication channel cannot carry the digital data. Therefore, what we'll do it here, we'll use modulator. We'll use modulator. And this modulator, definitely last time we studied modulator. So this modulator is having one signal as this signal, which is digital, which is information signal. As this signal, which is digital signal, which is information signal, which we want to pass on this channel, which is analog channel. Therefore, this modulator, what it will do, it will take one more signal, because modulator is doing the modulation, and this modulator requires two signal. One is information signal and another is the carrier signal. And in all shift keys, remember, our carrier signal is sine wave only. Now this modulator will change the amplitude of that carrier signal, and then that sine wave, which is having sometime high amplitude and sometime low amplitude. See here, this sine wave is having high amplitude now, and this sine wave is having a 0 volt here, low amplitude. So in this way here, this modulator will convert which parameter? Amplitude parameter of carrier signal according to logic 1 and 0. And then that analog signal, which is sometime having high voltage and sometime having low voltage, will be passed on this communication channel, which is analog. And now there is no problem. And then on the receiving end, that information will be demodulated and it will be collected by this receiver. And in this way, that problem is solved. So now we'll study slowly we'll understand now. See, now this computer output port data is digital. We have given it to the modulator. Modulator's one input is the information signal. Modulator's another input will be carrier signal, and carrier signal is nothing but sine wave. And any one parameter of that carrier, amplitude, frequency or phase, can be changed according to digital information, means according to the bit of digital information, either logic 0 or 1. Now see, what is the logic used? See here, look at this digital data. This is digital information. We have a 0 and then again 0. We have a 0 and then again 0. Two zeros are there. Now 1 0 is suppose for 1 millisecond. Then for next 1 millisecond again 1 0. So two zeros are there. So what we have done, in case of ASK, amplitude shift key, when there is a 0, we are passing this modulator is converting that sine wave into the 0 volt. One more 0, then again 0 volt. So 1 millisecond 0 volt, 1 millisecond 0 volt. Now here continuously 2 1 are there. So here logic 1 is communicated by analog signal, that is nothing but sine wave, but logic 1 is having sine wave is having high amplitude for logic 1. So here see, amplitude is high, and this will be for 2 millisecond high amplitude sine wave. Then again logic 0 means 0 volt. Then again logic 1. Now see here, this sine wave is there for only 1 millisecond and this is for 2 millisecond. So in this way, now here continuously 3 0 means I will put 0 volt. I will put 0 volt for 3 millisecond. I will put 0 volt for 3 millisecond. And in this way, by using a logic of changing the amplitude, means shifting the amplitude from high amplitude to low amplitude, digital information is passed on this analog communication channel. So this is called amplitude shift keying. Next one is frequency shift keying. Now for logic 0, we will communicate logic 0 with the help of low frequency sine wave. See here, it is a low frequency sine wave. And we will communicate logic 1 with a high frequency sine wave. Again here, suppose logic 1 is there for 1 millisecond, then our high frequency sine wave will also go for 1 millisecond. So that synchronization of the time is must. And in this way here, if you use high frequency sine wave to communicate logic 1 and low frequency sine wave to communicate logic 0, means here on the receiver end, whenever high frequency sine wave is getting, this circuit will understand that it is a logic 1. And when low frequency sine wave is getting, it will understand that it is logic 0. But continuously two logic zeros or two logic 1, how it is to be understand? If the high frequency sine wave is getting for 2 millisecond, it means it is understood that there are two logic 1. And similarly, if the 0 volt signal, if the what low frequency signal is getting for 2 millisecond, low frequency signal is getting for 2 millisecond, means there are two zeros. So this is the another logic. And third logic is called phase shift. Is called phase shift. The sine wave is going like this, and see here there is a phase shift. So what I told you in the beginning, there is a phase shift occurs here, 180-degree phase shift. So this is 180-degree phase shift. And here again we are going to study various diagrams. So here there is a phase shift, here this one. Here there is a phase shift. And in this way, all shift keys are basically used. This diagram is very important. All shift keys are basically used to communicate or to pass digital information on on analog channel with the help of course, analog signal, with the help of analog signal. And that analog signal that is sine wave will be a carrier wave. Now slowly we are going to study the block diagrams. And see here, this is one of the diagram which represent all shift keys: amplitude shift key, frequency shift key, and phase shift key. So here see, logic 1, logic 1. So here this is a carrier. This first sine wave is what? Your carrier frequency. This is a carrier frequency. Now here we will just look at this amplitude shift key. For logic 1, for this particular duration, we are passing a sine wave of high amplitude. Here, positive peak to negative peak distance. Getting? So here for logic 1, we are passing high amplitude sine wave. So on the receiving end, it is understood that yes, for this duration, if you are getting high amplitude sine wave, it is logic 1. So when logic 0 comes, automatically the modulator circuit is changing the amplitude of that sine wave from high to low. Now see how low amplitude is there. It can be 0 also. It can be 0. This amplitude can be 0 volt also, but it is very low now. And in this way, low amplitude indicates logic 0. Then again high amplitude. Then amplitude is high here, logic 1 means high amplitude, and then logic 0 like this. So this is amplitude shift key. What is changing? Shifting. Amplitude is shifting of carrier signal. Of what? Carrier signal. And high amplitude carrier signal is understood as a logic 1. Low amplitude carrier signal is understood as logic 0. Simple. Frequency shift key. For logic 1, will pass the high frequency signal. See here, the time period between the two peak adjacent positive peak is very less. The time period between two adjacent positive peak is very less. Therefore, this is a high frequency sine wave, and this is a low frequency sine wave. So for logic 0, will pass the low frequency sine wave. So on the receiving end, what is understood? If the high frequency sine wave is there, then logic 1. If the low frequency sine wave is there, then the logic 0. Because the logic, which logic is used? Frequency shifting logic is used. So there is a synchronization between transmitter and receiver. The receiver knows that which logic is used. If the frequency shift keying logic used, means high frequency logic 1, low frequency logic 0. And phase shift keying finally. See here, this sine wave is continuously going. This sine wave is continuously going here till here. And here the phase shift take place. Here see, here W means here phase shift is taking place. And this sine wave is again continued. And when here see, M, or in short I can say it is a McDonald's M. Normally I communicate this as a McDonald's M, and this is a W. So why there is a change in the phase? Because change in the digital signal. Here it is a 1 and here it is 0. See, at this age, exactly at that age, the phase is changing, and here also the phase is changing, and then the next is here again the phase is changing here. So in this way here, look at this red arrow. This red arrow shows the change in the phase here. This red arrow shows the change in the frequency here. This red arrow shows the change in the amplitude here, because here amplitude shift keying logic is represented, here frequency shift keying logic is represented, and here the phase shift keying logic is represented. So here, this is your understanding. Now, what do you mean by ASK, amplitude shift keying? In this case, only amplitude of carrier wave, that is sine wave. In this case, only amplitude of carrier wave will change in two steps only. It is what? Two steps only, that is high amplitude or low amplitude according to digital information. According to digital information. For logic 1 of digital signal, amplitude is high, and for logic 0 of digital signal, amplitude is low. So I will take one more example, so you will understand that. See now this digital information is having 0, and then continuously 3 1, and then continuously 3 0, and then 1 0 1. This is digital information, that is our information signal. This is carrier. So this is carrier. Now there are two ways to communicate the amplitude shifting. You can shift the amplitude directly from high to low, means 0. Now see here, logic 0. Logic 0 is communicated with 0 volt. Logic 0 is communicated with 0 volt. Logic 1 is communicated with high voltage sine wave. And there are how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. Means here, this time period is repeated how many times? 3 times. So it is understood that there are 3 ones. If it is for 1 millisecond, then for continuously for 3 milliseconds, we are getting sine wave only, but of high amplitude. Continuously for 3 milliseconds, we are getting sine wave of high amplitude. Now here again 0, means amplitude is shift from high to low, 0 direct. So continuously for 3 milliseconds, I am getting 0 volt, means 3 zeros. And here logic 1. Now this is one logic of directly 0 volt and high volt. But there is another logic, don't put it to 0 volt. This is a high voltage, suppose 10 volt peak to peak, and this is 5 volt peak to peak. So whenever amplitude is decreased or reduced, that is logic 0. Whenever amplitude is increased, that is logic 1. So it is very simple. Now question comes here, how to design this circuit? The circuit which is having sometime high amplitude sine wave and sometime 0 amplitude sine wave like this here, or low amplitude sine wave. So designing of circuit is also very simple. So here amplitude shift keying block diagram. So this is the amplitude shift keying's block diagram, very simple. So what is amplitude shift keying? In amplitude shift keying, the modulator is taking two signal. One is called information signal, which is called baseband signal. One is called information signal, modulating signal, baseband signal. And in case of all shift keys, the information signal is a digital signal. Logic 1, 0, 1, 0. Now here in the beginning, see 0 starts. Here in the beginning, 0 starts, then 1, then 0, then 1. And this signal is given to modulator. Now modulator is taking not only information signal, but it also taking carrier signal. And we know that information signal should not be changed. No changes should be made in information signal. It is very secured information. Whatever changes you want to made, that should be made in carrier only. So modulator, what it is doing, the modulator is taking carrier signal and changing any one parameter of the carrier, either amplitude, frequency or phase, according to digital information signal. So here see modulated output you see. First of all, 0 comes, logic 0. So what the modulator is doing, this logic 0, as soon as it comes to the modulator changes the amplitude. Of this carrier signal, because this modulator is the modulator of amplitude shift key. It changes the amplitude. Whatever this amplitude is there, it reduces that amplitude. See here, amplitude is less. Then after logic 0, logic 1 comes. As soon as logic 1 comes, modulator again is doing the changes only in carrier signal, and it increases the amplitude of carrier signals here. So here, as long as logic 1 is there, the modulator is changing the amplitude of carrier and keeping it to the high voltage, for the time duration of logic 1. Then again logic 0, again the modulator is changing the parameter of carrier only and making it low voltage. Then again logic 1, and like this here, the modulator is changing the only amplitude here of carrier signal, and information signal is not changed at all, but the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed according to digital information. If digital information in logic 0, amplitude is low. If digital information in logic 1, amplitude is high. So very simple. Next, how to design that circuit? Circuit is very simple. You must have carrier signal, means sine wave. So I have a sine wave. I have given this sine wave to the multiplexer circuit, analog multiplexer, and to the multiplexer circuit, which is analog multiplexer, 2 line to 1 line. At this input, channel 1, suppose this is channel 1. At this channel 1, I have applied 0 volt only. And at this input, because it is an analog multiplexer, many input, one output, 2 line to 1 line, 2 inputs, 1 output. And at this input, I have applied 1 sine wave. Now, analog multiplexer means many into 1, but at the output, only 1 will go out of 2. And who is going to decide that? Control signal. Who is going to decide that? Control signal. Now this control signal, if it is in logic 0, channel 1 will get selected, first channel, and it will go to the output. So when the control signal is in logic 0, channel 1's input is 0 volt, so I will get 0 volt. I am getting 0 volt. So this is my control signal. See here, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, and this is the output. So when I am putting the control signal in logic 0, I am getting this 0 to the output, means 0 volt. And when my control signal is in logic 1, of course, second input will get selected and will go to output, because it is a 2 line to 1 line multiplexer. So logic 1 here, logic 1 means high voltage level. And for that high voltage, I am getting this sine wave to the output. So for logic 1, I am getting high amplitude, and for logic 0, I am getting low amplitude. Very simple. And this is your 0 and 1. This square wave is nothing but control signal as well as information signal. 0 and 1 is nothing but control signal as well as information signal. If I put this 0 control signal continuously for 4 millisecond, then for 4 millisecond, I am getting 0 volt only. Then for continuously for 4 millisecond, if I keep it in logic 1, then for 4 millisecond, I will get continuously this sine wave only. And this is very simple. Now here you can say that I want here not 0 volt, I want low amplitude sine wave. So that is can also be done. See here, analog multiplexer, 2 inputs, 1 output. This input will go to the output, or this input will go to the output. That is decided by control signal. Logic 0. When it is in logic 0, first channel will go to the output. So see here, control signal is in logic 0, and here at the output, what is there? Low voltage level, sine wave. Now control signal is in logic 1. So this sine wave will go to the output. So what? Logic 1 control signal and high voltage level. So you got logic 0 low voltage level, logic 1 high voltage level, and that is your amplitude shift keying. So very simple. Now amplitude shift keying is also called as on off keying. Amplitude shift keying is also called as on off keying. On and off means logic 0 will be communicated by 0 volt, and logic 1 will be communicated by high volt. So what is the logic here? The carrier signal of sine wave is here. The carrier of signal sine wave is here, and that sine wave will pass to the output or will not pass to the output. This is decided by the message signal, that is information signal, and information signal is here. When information signal is in logic 1, remember, when information signal is logic 1, this switch is closed. Therefore carrier will pass to the output. Therefore carrier means sine wave will go to the output. And when message signal, that is information signal, is in logic 0, this switch will be open. And when this switch is open, left hand side cannot go to the right hand side. Means at the right hand side, what will be there? 0 volt. So see here, 0 volt. So when it is in logic 0, the switch is open. And when it is in logic 1, the switch is closed. When switch is closed, straightway carrier will go to the output. And for logic 1, you will get the same sine wave, which is over here. And it is called on off keying, means there is a one key or switch which is on and off. Remember, this switch is in series. This switch is in series. And in this way, we'll complete say that key this amplitude shift key is over and we'll go to the frequency shift key. Now the logic is very simple. Frequency shift key. In this case, only frequency of carrier wave is changed in two steps only. So see here, shift key it is. All shift keys are there. Only shifting takes place. Continuous change is not there. Directly from one frequency to another frequency. High frequency to low frequency. High voltage to low voltage. Like that. So here, in this case, only frequency of carrier is changed in two steps only. That is high frequency or low frequency according to digital information. For logic 1 of digital signal, frequency is high, and for logic 0 of digital signal, frequency is low. You can read this information by stopping the slide. And now we'll go to the frequency shift keys block diagram. So what is this block diagram of frequency shift key? So this is a modulator. But remember, this modulator is frequency shift modulator. This modulator is frequency shift modulator. Now again, in all shift keys, information signal is what? Digital signal, logic 0, logic 1, logic 0, logic 1 accordingly. And in all shift keys, the carrier signal is sine wave. Carrier signal is sine wave. So this modulator is taking information signal here and carrier signal is here. And as per our standard understanding, modulator circuit is only making the changes into the carrier signals parameter. Modulator circuit is making only changes in carrier signals parameter. Information signal is not changed at all, not disturbed. So what this modulator will do, as the name suggests, frequency shift key, this modulator will take this sine wave as a carrier signal, and whenever there is logic 1, the modulator will convert the frequency of this sine wave into high frequency. Into what? High frequency. See here, the time is very less. Here the time is very less. And whenever zero signal is getting here to the modulator will take this sine wave and convert into low frequency sine wave. Convert into low frequency sine wave. See here, the time is what? Long. Time is long means frequency is low. So F1 is a one frequency and F2 is another frequency. F1 is your low frequency in this diagram. F2 is your high frequency. And this is the way with which frequency shift key is done. And here you can understand very clearly. See now, this is our information signal. This is our information signal, logic 0 and logic 1. Now, here logic 1 is there. So in this logic 1, we are getting high frequency signal. Here logic 0. For logic 0, we are getting low frequency signal. Here logic 1, high frequency signal. But remember, here the high frequency signal was, sorry, logic 1 was for long time. Here logic 1 is for short time. Here logic 1 is again for long time. So see here you are getting for very long time high frequency signal. So if it is suppose divided into three different parts and each part is 1 millisecond, for 3 millisecond you are getting high frequency signal. And this is called frequency FSK modulated output. So it is also very simple. Now how to generate that? So frequency modulator block diagram. So definitely you must have two frequencies, namely F1 and F2. So F1 is applied to channel 1, F2 is applied to channel 2. Analog multiplexer 2 line to 1 line. When control signal is in logic 0, first channel input will go to output. Means here control signal is in logic 0. What you are getting at the output? You are getting one frequency. When control signal is from logic 0, if it is changed to logic 1, second input will go to output. Second input will go to output, and for logic 1 you are getting this frequency. For logic 1 you are getting this frequency, means frequency shifting is taking place. For logic 0 this frequency, for logic 1 this frequency. And in this way, if you have two frequencies FSK, then you can get that. You can have another that logic. Here you see the logic is for actually 0 high frequency and for 1 low frequency. Okay, so here it should be reverse, but doesn't matter, you can understand that. So here binary 1 high frequency sine wave, Binary 0, low frequency sine wave because time is very long. Binary 1, high frequency sine wave, time is very short. And in this way, this is frequency shift key. Now, there is one more circuit diagram given in the frequency shift key, but it is complicated, but in short, I will explain you. They are not using a multiplexer. Here they see, we have used the multiplexer. We have used the multiplexer, high frequency and low frequency we have given. And according to 0 and 1, we are getting for that corresponding 0, you are getting this frequency, and for 1, you are getting this frequency. But here, instead of using multiplexer, they have used a different logics here. Here there is a square wave, and here again there is square wave. But observe very carefully, here it is a data stream, means our information signal. Data stream means information signal 0, 1, 0, 1. And here you see inverted data stream. What? Inverted means same thing is converted opposite. If it is 0 here, here is 1. If it is 0 here, here is 1. So whatever here, logic 1, 1, 1, 1. So here logic 0, 0, 0, 0. And here 0, 0, 0, 3, 0. Here 3 ones here. Getting? So like that here. So it is inverted. Now why it is done like this? Very simple. This square box is having two input as a what, inverted here, or you can say this data stream and that inverted also, no problem. Here high frequency f1, here low frequency f2. Now this block, what it is doing, this block is taking this f1 and multiplying that f1 with the help of logic 1 or 0. If it is logic 1, f2 f1 into logic 1, f1 will come to the output. Similarly, now if it is 0, 1 here, here it is 0. And this block is also doing the multiplication of f2 with whatever data is here. It is now f2 dot 0, so it will come 0. So here when it is f1, here it is 0. And when here it is logic 1, 1 dot f2 will be f2. And when it is logic 1 here, here there is 0. Means f1 dot 0, 0 will come here. And in this way here, it is not possible to have at the output of this f1 and at the output of this f2. If f1 is here, here there is a 0. And if f2 is here, here there is 0. And finally here what is done? Op amp as what? Voltage adder is done. Op amp as voltage adder. So if it is 0 volt only, and then that f1 will come, so f1 will come. And if it is here 0 and then here it is f2, this f2 will go. So sometime this and sometime that. So it is called your, in short, yes, for some time this and sometime that. So high frequency and low frequency. So this is another logic. Now to generate the frequency shift key output, there is ready-made IC available in the market. Ready-made IC available in the market, and that IC is called XR2206. And this practical is there for you. So this IC, what it does, it generates two sine waves of high frequency and low frequency. This IC generates two sine waves of high frequency and low frequency. F1 is equal to 1 divided by R1C. This is the formula of frequency sine wave F1. F2's formula is 1 divided by 2 pi R2 into C. This is the F2 sine waves formula. Then what is the R2 and C? What is R1 and C? See here. This C is common for all. These both. And this is R1 and this is R2. C is common, R1 and R2. And this IC is there. Now, frequency shifted output is available here, FSK output, between these two. Pin number 1 is a ground and pin number 2. Now the question comes, where to apply the digital input? According to that, the frequency changes. So digital input is applied at pin number 9. See here, pin number 9, keying input it is called. Keying. So if it is in logic 1, it is F1. And if it is logic 0, it is F2. So it is clearly given over here. When it is in logic 1, F1 will come, and when it is logic 0, F2 will come. So in this way here, so this is your FSK ready-made available IC, and like this you have to make the connections. Here there is a potential divider circuit. You can change this voltage and apply to this IC like that. Now last one is your phase shift keying. In phase shift keying, in this case only phase of the carrier wave, that is sine wave, will change in two steps again, that is 0 degree and 180 degree according to digital information. For logic 1 of digital information, phase is 0 degree, and for logic 0 of digital information, phase is 180 degree. So now what is the block diagrams here? Phase shift key, PSK. modulator block diagram. This modulator, same job. What frequency shift key was changing the frequency of carrier, amplitude shift key modulator was changing the amplitude of carrier. Now phase shift key modulator will change phase of carrier according to digital information. This is information signal, baseband signal, and this is carrier signal. Now when there is a logic 1, there is one particular phase going on, and when there is a logic 0, phase is inverted. See here red. So here this W and phase is inverted. Then again logic 1. So again the phase is inverted 0 to 1. And continuously if there are two ones, then no inversion of the phase takes place after that certain interval of time. The same sine wave is continued. The same sine wave is continued. And this is can be understood here in the big one. A sine wave is here. So till logic here. When the digital information change, the phase of the sine wave will change. When the digital information is changed, the phase of the sine wave will change, and as soon as the phase change takes place, it is understood that the logic 1 is changing to the logic 0, and then again this phase change will takes place whenever next bit is your logic 1. Otherwise, if this bit is logic 0, the same red sine wave will continue like this, and there is a change here, that's why it is like this. So now here see, so there is a change and the sine wave is going. Now here at this point, phase shift is not taking place because logic 1 is continued. Logic 1 is continued. And in this way, it is called phase shift keying. So this is also given here. A sine wave is there. Logic 1 plus they are saying minus, logic 0 they are saying minus, doesn't matter. So let's see here, for this logic 1 this sine wave is there, see 1 2 and this here. But whenever this logic 1 changes and goes to 0, phase shift is takes place here, 180-degree phase change, 180-degree phase change exactly at the edge here, exactly at that edge, this edge, and here exactly then low to high, then again phase shift is there, see. Okay, so in this way it's very simple. Now how to get it done, how to get it done? So it's very simple again. See here, analog multiplexer is there. At the input of analog multiplexer channel 1 we have one sine wave, channel 1 we have one sine wave, and at the channel 2 we have another sine wave which is having 180-degree phase shift to this sine wave. In between this sine wave and in between this sine wave there is how much phase shift? 180-degree. How come? See here, there is a positive half cycle going on, here negative is going on, and when there is a negative going on, here positive is going on. Now this sine wave which is generated already, we are giving it here and directly it is coming here. See here, positive half, then positive half, negative half and negative half. Now how to invert this sine wave? Very simple, inverting amplifier. Op-amp has inverting amplifier, you use R1 RF or Rin RF, and this is op-amp plus VCC minus VA ground. So when positive is here, here negative will come, and when negative is here, positive will come. Means op-amp as an inverter is used, you can replace this block as an inverter, and sine wave show here and here inverted. And now your job is very simple. Multiplexer channel 1 and channel 2, when logic 0 is there, channel 1 will go to the output. When logic 0 is the control signals, here control signal is logic 0 blue, channel 1 output input sine wave will go to the output. So here see, for logic 0 which sine wave is here? Here this. So in this way this sine wave is here, see. But as soon as logic 1 comes, as soon as logic 1 comes, this second channel sine wave will go to the output. For logic 1, second channel sine wave will go to the output, and see second channel sine wave starts in negative. So here for logic 1 here, this sine wave is there, and in this way here you can see W. And now again logic 0. So logic 0 means first sine wave will come, first channel sine wave will come. Now see here, as soon as logic 0 starts here, starting point of logic 0, this sine wave will come, and this sine wave is here like this, positive half and negative half, channel 1 sine wave, and here you will get McDonald's M. So it's very simple how to generate this, and this is called your phase shift key. Now this is a, actually speaking, BPSK, binary phase shift keying. Binary means what? Binary means two, only logic 0 and 1. But here, because of this binary phase shift keying, your data transfer rate becomes very low. only 1 bit per second. Only 1 bit per second. Therefore, why to change the phase shift only from 0 to 180-degree? Why not in between interval, so that data transfer rate can be increased? And that's why phase shift keyings are classified as binary phase shift keying, then QPSK, quadrant phase shift keying. In BPSK, if there is what, 1 bit per second, then in QPSK, 2 bits per second. In QPSK, 2 bits per second, and that I'm going to show you slide in short. And see here, that is what I said. Why here directly like this and like this? You can go here, see, this phase shift is taking here. Here it is in 90-degree only at, because here it is like this and then straight away coming like that. So this phase shift is of not 180-degree, it is of 90-degree. So you will understand here, this is not 90-degree, it is greater than 90. It is greater than 90 and less than 180. Greater than 90 and less than 180. Like that, at different location phase shift can be done. And that's why here the logic of QPSK is there. See, QPSK, quadrant phase shift keying, and in this quadrant phase shift keying the rate will increase. And here there is one chart, bandwidth efficiency, start from BPSK, 1 bit per second, 1 bit per second. QPSK, 2 bits per second. 8 PSK, quadrant, after that quadrant means 4 quadrant, then 8 will come, 3 bits per second. 16, 4 bits per second. And accordingly you will come to know the merits of digital modulation. The bandwidth efficiency, ability to accommodate data within a limited bandwidth, trade-off between data transfer and pulse width, data rate per hertz is there. Then Shannon limit, that is the channel capacity. C is equal to B. B is the bandwidth log to the base 2 of what 1 plus S upon N, signal to noise, and this like that. And in this way here, this is the great advantage of digital communication. And thank you for watching the video. I hope you have understood amplitude shift keying, phase shift keying, and frequency shift keying. Don't forget that all shift keys are used to communicate or to transmit or to pass digital information, which is in the form of logic 1 and 0 on analog communication line. Digital information on analog communication line. Therefore, in all these shift keys, carrier signal is your analog signal, that is sine wave. And you are going to change any one parameter of carrier according to digital information, that is logic 0 and logic 1. If you change the amplitude of carrier according to logic 0 and 1, then it is called amplitude shift key. If you change frequency of carrier according to digital information 0 and 1, then it is called frequency shift key. And if you change the phase of the carrier according to digital information, then it is called phase shift key. Thank you very much for watching the record video.